Hello there, and welcome to the Friday Wrap for April 29th. Since there wasn't enough time last week to include any pictures of Cincinnati, I decided to do so this week. It has some remarkable similarities, that city did, to Chicago, with its like an abundance of bridges, including a suspension bridge actually built in 1865, a huge number of churches, ballparks, both of them on the water for both the Reds and the Bengals, and distinct sections of the city. It was broken up that we had a chance to visit, like Mount Adams, Eden Park, Hyde Park, as well as the Gaslight District, where we actually finally had lunch at their famous Skyline Chili. That was just a great visit if you ever get a chance. It was very picturesque. On Monday afternoon, I was asked to be the keynote speaker at Pleasantdale Middle School, at their career day this week, and what an education that was for me. Though it was the third school at which I had the pleasure of explaining the role of mayor to middle school students. It was the first time that I was to the entire student body, all 5th through 8th grade, in the gymnasium, and followed by 2 smaller group meetings with students. I think the biggest hit, though, was at the last minute when I decided to play a recording of our very own Jim Peterick playing and singing the first verse of his Grammy Award-winning song "Eye of the Tiger," which fit the occasion perfectly, since their team is called the Tigers. That was really neat, and I think the students really appreciated it, especially by their applause. Now, this week's village board meeting we held had a full agenda and lasted 3 hours, beginning with a public hearing for the possible annexing of a lot along Madison Street. But the main topic, though, on the agenda was a public hearing. Was a discussion of the recommendation by the Plan Commission for a 4-story hotel, which is the Hampton Inn by Hilton, and a 1-story event center called the Falls Event Center on the corner of Harvester Drive and North Frontage Road, just south of the Spring Hill Suites. Numerous residents, stated their opposition to the project due to potential parking and traffic issues, and for fear of guests wandering the neighborhood and or park in the Oak Grove Park or parking on their streets. And they're worried about the guests of the hotel and the event center, or as the residents described, they call them transients, would be wandering around the neighborhood. But after a couple hours of discussion, debate, questions, etc., the concerns were addressed by the village staff, by the police chief, the commission chairman, the petitioner, as well as their Burr Ridge law firm, which is Goldstein, Skrotsky, Russian, Nemec, and Hoff, which you might recognize over on McClintock. After that, the village board voted 4-2 to approve the recommendation, which had previously been approved by the Plan Commission by a 5-2 vote. After the regular board meeting, the board also continued with a closed session to discuss the COLA increases, salary increases for non-union village employees, and the evaluation and salary of the village administrator. This week on Wednesday, the monthly meeting of the Burr Ridge Veteran Memorial was held to cover the final plans for next month's Armed Forces Day. Please mark your calendars for May 21st and spread the word. Armed Forces Day is the only event of its kind of the year which recognizes and celebrates the efforts and contributions of all branches of the military, past, present, etc. And it's just a great event. Really, I love the picture I was able to pick off the internet, really referring to the military as the guardians of freedom. The Chicago Blackhawks actually were in town this week. What appears to be an annual event, all the Chicago Blackhawks coaches celebrated their season last night at Capri Restaurant in Burr Ridge. A great time was had by all. I wish that I had a chance to attend, but we were actually in Michigan at our daughter's UWM tennis team. Actually made it to the Horizon League's championships, so that's where we were. Also, as a reminder, the Akshaya Patra Gala will be held on Saturday, May 7th. They are the largest NGO-run school meal program that provides in excess of 1.5 million children across India every day with meals, and they actually celebrating their 15th anniversary and their 2 billionth meal served. To purchase tickets and or sponsor the table, visit www.foodforeducation.org/Chicago. Hope you have a great week, and we'll see you again next week.